So I'm going to do this last video because the Pampered Chef party that Steve and I are having got extended till today. Today's it though. We've got to get everything in and ordered. And there have been a lot of people that have asked me about the different stuff that I use. And so I figured that I would take a few minutes and make a Pampered Chef video and talk about some of the little products and some of the like the smaller, more cook tool stuff that I use all the time and my favorite things, and the hopes that maybe you would see it, and if you're interested you might want to go look and buy. You can still order online. I will put the link in the little comment stuff below. First I got to give props to Steph and Kim for my awesome shirt. It says that's what I do. I cook and I know things, because that's what I do. I cook and I know things. So I've got the kitchen laid out here. I've got a whole bunch of crap, as you can see. There's a whole bunch of crap laid out, and I'm just going to talk about this stuff really quick, and then if you got questions, you can let me know. You can also feel free to openly mock the fact that I'm super gray, and I'm super tired, and I look bad. So, the first things that I have over here are kind of my baking things. I love the, these are the measuring spoons, and they all nest. They click and hook together down here at the bottom. So if you look closely, you can see where you can pull them apart, and I probably am sucking at doing this, and then snap them back together so that they will all nest really nicely in your drawer. The same thing with the measuring cups. I like these. They also have big measuring cups. I've never bought those or used them, but hey, why not? Those I don't know if they nest and clip. I think they nest, but I don't know if they clip together. But these are the dry measuring cups, and they work beautifully. The measuring cups that I really love are my this one, which is kind of like the big push one and stuff. And so what happens with this, if I can do it with one hand, which I probably can't, is it's a dual-ended measuring cup. You put liquids up here in the top, and it measures on the blue side. You also can flip it over if people haven't seen it. Maybe I can push from the bottom or from the top up. I'm trying to do all this. You can measure out exactly like peanut butter or Crisco or butter or anything that's kind of soft. You measure it out into here exactly where you want it, and then you go and you push it. And then if you need to, you could take like your rubber scraper and just scrape off the top. Most of the time what I do is I push it up like that, and if it's still there, I go, and it just slaps right up into the bowl the way I measure. I also cannot live without my batter bowl. I use my batter bowl for everything. I make omelets, eggs, sauces to put over things. Like when I make 7-layer dinner or haluki, I measure out like my tomato soup and all this. It holds 8 cups. It's big. You can also bake cakes in it. So you can make like the dress cakes, like the doll cakes. You can use this for your doll cake. This is one of the first pieces of Pampered Chef that I ever bought. It's old. They've had 5 different incarnations of it since then. There's a lid that goes to it. I don't know where the lid is. It's in a box. We use these every week. We have all 3 of them. They are the cookie batter scoops. You can use them for cookie batter, to measure out muffins, to measure out brownies. The little tiny ones make really nice, probably about 2-inch cookies. The medium-sized ones, they can make 4-inch cookies. And when you do, you scoop up the batter and you go like this. And if you can see, it literally scoops it out for you. These are great to make pancakes, muffins, waffles. It measures out a really nice, good, healthy teaspoon. So muffins are really good for this. This fills up a muffin or cupcake pan. I also love my egg separator. That's pretty standard. You just hook it on. What's cool about it is, and I'll turn like this, you can hook it like on the side of the batter bowl so that you can separate out your eggs. And you just leave it sitting right there. And then when you're done, you pull it out. We live for these things. These got used a lot when Ruthie was little, but they still get used. The apple core. You put your apple down. I've had this thing since 1998. It's the only one I've ever had. We also have the press and seal, which I like. This is really good to make sandwiches for little kids that don't like crust. It's also nice to make, like, if you're going to do cucumber sandwiches or entertain. You put your sandwich, you make your sandwich, and then you put this down and you push, and it separates it and it seals it up into like a little pocket. So kind of like Uncrustables. It makes Uncrustables, only way cheaper. Mom got this for Ruthie because Ruthie loves to juice oranges and limes and lemons. It's really nice. You can juice, and it's got the little spigot right on it, so it separates everything out. We use this all the time when we're using juicing. I also like to use this. This holds tomatoes, cucumbers, any kind of veggie. Some of these things, I don't know the name of them. I don't know the name of this thing. I just say, give me that thing that you hold up the tomato, and then you can make slices through the tines. So you can slice your tomatoes evenly, you can slice your squash evenly, use that constantly. This is my scraper. I think this is the third one I've had. It's invaluable when you're chopping up stuff, which I'll talk about the chopping board in a second, but when you're chopping up stuff, when you want to scrape, when I bake my Christmas cookies, I use this to scrape all my flour into a pile because it's just beautiful. It's a wonderful tool, and I'll show you how to use it on the cutting boards in a sec. Garlic press all the time. I think I had garlic fall out of it, but the garlic press is great. It comes with a little tool to clean it out. The best thing about the Pampered Chef garlic press is you put your clove of garlic in there with the skin on, and when you press, it presses everything through, and it leaves the skin in there, and all you have to do is pull the skin out, so you don't have to peel garlic cloves. I also love the ice cream scoop. Well, I don't eat ice cream, but Yevie loves the ice cream scoop, because when you hold it with your hand, it automatically warms it so that you can scoop your ice cream out, and it can be hard as a rock, and you hold on to it. Just don't put this baby in the dishwasher. It'll ruin it. I have the old incarnation of the basting brush and the new incarnation of the basting brush. This one is silicone. This one is brush. I use them both constantly. I'm dropping crap. This is a shout out to Tara, because Tara ordered these from my party. These are the little scrapers that we use to clean our stones, to clean all the stoneware. You can also use them in cast iron. These are $3.75. You get a couple of them. They're great. They're called little plastic scraper cleaners. You find them under storage and cleaning in the online thing. So we use those constantly. This is our little thing that we use to ice cake. We also use this to spread. It's a spreader, simple spreader. Most of these things too, if you go into the catalog, most of them are less than 10 bucks. Some of them are 10 to 15, but most of them are under 10 bucks. So this is really nice to do bagels. It's nice to butter your bread. It's nice to ice your cakes, frost cupcakes, all that kind of stuff. So this little scraper is a lifesaver. We use those. We also use this all the time. It's my cheese grater. This might be a little bit pricier, but this is how we shred Parmesan cheese. I've used this in a pickle when I'm only like using a little bit of shredded cheese and I don't have anything shredded. Like I didn't go buy pre-shredded cheese because I don't. I'm cheap. But to put a little piece of cheese in there and to just put like over the top of chicken parm instead of having a mess everywhere, you just put your cheese in there and grate it. It's just like the Olive Garden. Love it. My corn husker. So this is a corn scraper. You could take corn right off the cob. I also have used it to julienne zucchini and eggplant and potatoes and all of that. I have 2 of these because I love it so much. It's really great in the summer, especially if you have little kids that can't fight with the corn on the cob. You just take it and go whoop, down the side of it, and it pulls all the corn right off. It's great if you're freezing corn, you can use it. Love that. I think I talked about the peeler when I did the video last time, but I have 3 of these, so I'm not going to order any more of these because how many do you really need? Well, I have 3, and they're all awesome because I peel vegetables all the time. These are my paring knives. I'm going to talk a little bit about the paring knife. There was a time 100 years ago, they don't do it anymore, when Pampered Chef would give you a paring knife if you ordered so much. Like if you were a guest at a party, you did like over $30 or something like that. They just kind of threw a paring knife in for you. Like any guest that ordered more got a paring knife. I want to talk a little bit about that because if we go here and we go into my drawer where you will see tons of Tupperware and Pampered Chef, you will see how many of these I have. They don't do this anymore, and I have this many of these knives because I ordered so much Pampered Chef that I constantly got free knives. So I'm stocked up, but you can order them, and they're only like $2 or $3. They're great. And they last forever. Like, I have so many because you don't have to use them. You don't use them up all the time. The other thing in this drawer that you'll see down in there, I hope you can see down in there, is my favorite thing, the Pampered Chef Twix-It. These are invaluable. Big ones, medium-sized ones. These will hold like giant bags of French fries, potato chips. These will hold bags of veggies. These are great for like little tiny things that you need to hold, like crackers. Oh my God, I love the Twix-It. And I have them in so many colors. They don't even make these colors anymore. I think I've had these ones for like 12 or 13 years. They don't wear out. Even if you look at the ends of them, they don't wear out. I've lost more of these probably because I've moved so many times. I have orange ones Pete probably hasn't seen some of the colors I have because I've had them longer than he's sold Pampered Chef, but I don't know. This one's starting to get a little worn. So my purple one's getting worn out, but I have purple ones, black ones, burgundy ones, blue ones, green ones, teal ones. We use them all the time. I use them so much that I need more. I will order more of those. If you come over here, this is my tool that I love, that I actually got when my friend Debbie Hastings did a party. This is the kitchen scissors. These are awesome. These will cut up whole chicken breasts. These will cut up any kind of like boneless meat. They will also cut up like produce, obviously, but like you can cook a whole bunch of chicken breasts, a whole bunch of pork chops, like boneless pork chops. You can cook a roast, a brisket, anything that's not really full of like fat and bones. And you could take this and chop it up. And I use this to make fajitas. So there's a really awesome recipe, and we'll talk about the recipes that Pampered Chef has. There's an awesome recipe for chicken fajitas that you make in your deep dish baker. You cook your chicken and your onions and your peppers, all great big hunks of it, and then you bring it out of the microwave, and then you take these things and you go chop, 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 and everything's all done. So I love this. I bought this from Debbie at Debbie's party when she had her party back when, I don't know, it was like 2008 or 2007, 2008, 2009. I don't remember. She had a party. I bought this at her party. So, and I still use it all the time. The other thing that we have two, because Steve had one, I have one, and when we combined houses, we are not, obviously not getting rid of it, are the deep dish baker. So this is the deep dish baker in cranberry. If you look, you can see it. Here's the lid. It's fabulous. I'm going to tell you, they don't make them in cranberry or white anymore. They're gray. But it doesn't matter. Just buy one. They're microwave safe. They're oven safe. I've put mine in the dishwasher. Most of the time, you're not supposed to put stoneware in the dishwasher, but you could put this stuff in the dishwasher, and it comes out beautiful and clean. This stuff, it is a little bit seasoned. As you can see, I've used this one. The white one's even more seasoned. But I use this to make all kinds of stuff. Lasagna, macaroni and cheese, loaded baked potato soup that's a Pampered Chef recipe. The fajitas. These fit in the microwave, so it's really, really great. You can make any kind of casserole. You can cook any kind of roast, and they clean up effortlessly. I love, love, love the deep dish baker. The other, so that's kind of like my cooking stuff. I also have my little whisk that I love, and I love the micro cookers. This is the large one. There's a large one and a small one. We do veggies in the microwave with them all the time. We do rice with them. We warm up soup. We warm up all kinds of things. These go in the microwave. The greatest thing about the micro cooker is you can strain stuff with it. So we use the micro cookers all the time. And I also love my giant scoop and strain. I think I talked to you guys about that when I talked about the mix and chop. But this is really nice to like scoop up veggies and stuff, and it strains right into the water, so you don't have to get out a colander and strain stuff. I think that this is probably self-explanatory. This is one of my oldest stones. It's black. It's really seasoned well. And they still sell this stone. It's a flat, like pizza stone. It's this. I've got a square one. I got a round one. I have a round one with lips on it. This is good for making pizza. I have the pizza cutter. I have the old incarnation of the pizza cutter. The new one has an actual thing where you can cut the crust off, separate from the actual pizza cutter itself. But how do you pizza cutters, their pizza cutter is great. I also have the double boiler, and I use the double boiler a lot because if anybody remembers, I had a double boiler explode in my face. So that's when I bought myself a real double boiler so I wouldn't have that happen to me ever again. Pete also posted about the brownie pan. I love the brownie pan because you can make mini lasagnas, you can make mini quesadillas, you can make little egg omelet things and for breakfast along with brownies. It's really cool. I use that constantly. Now I'm going to come over to my other side of my kitchen. I have 2 of these, and I'm ordering about 3 more. These are the shakers. So they are just a simple shaker. I have one that's got powdered sugar in it. This one has sugar and cinnamon for toast, so it's already mixed up, sugar and cinnamon. I'm going to get one that I can put garlic powder in so that we can shake garlic powder, and one that I can put Old Bay seasoning in so that I can shake Old Bay over things like shrimp and scallops and stuff. I've gone through several of these. I think I've had one set that went bad and one set that I lost, but I always buy two. The only thing I've ever had bad happen was the white thing cracked on it, and I think that was just, it was getting used all the time. But they're wonderful. I love them. I also love, love, love my kitchen spritzer, which mine is old. This is not what they look like anymore. They look different. This one's about on its last leg. This is the second one I've ever had in 20 some years of Pampered Chef. You can put oil in these. You could put vinegar in these. They are great. You take the thing and you pump the air into them, and then you don't have to buy Pam. You can spritz. And I want to get one for oil and one for vinegar so that I can do salad. And then the other things that are kind of tools and stuff that I use a lot, I've got two of these. They are getting beat up really badly. You can see this one is cracked, but I've had it since Ruthie was a baby. So still chops great. This is the food chopper. Anybody I know that has one of these usually has two. So my mom just ordered one of these because hers finally died, and she got hers when I was in college, and I've been out of college for a long time. So I think she got hers in like 1994, 1995, and it finally broke. So I'd say 24-year run's pretty good. I also love my meat tenderizer. We use this all the time. Steve makes chicken parm. We use this constantly. And it works beautifully with all the cutting boards. Here's my Pampered Chef cutting boards, and you see the scraper there too. This is how the scraper works. You can scrape up your flour, you can scrape up your veggies, so I just wanted to demo that. But I have little cutting board, big cutting boards. Some of these cutting boards have like little moats around them so that if you're cutting up meat, the juice doesn't roll onto the counter. It stays right there on the cutting board. I love to have I use my cutting boards constantly. They're well loved and well used, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon, and they don't really need to be replaced. They clean up beautifully, and they're not, they don't hold disease or any of that kind of stuff. I would much prefer to have these kind than have the wooden kind. Here's my one piece of executive cookware, which is my panini plant, my grill pan with a panini press. We use these to make quesadillas, to make panini, to make grilled cheese, to cook steak. It can go in and out of the oven. I love, love, love this. This is probably the newest thing that I've bought, which is my garlic and brie maker. So I've got garlic here, but you can also put a round of brie in there. We eat brie because it's my favorite cheese. You can take your cloves of garlic, as you can see, put some olive oil over them, put it over the top, stick it in the oven, and it roasts garlic for you. It's like a mini baker. It's like a mini covered baker, but the brie, you can stick a brie in here, it melts it. And then you can cover it with all your sauces, so your nuts or whatever you want to put over the top of it, and you got your brie. So I bought that when Ruthie's choir did a fundraiser about a year and a half ago. That's what I bought, was the garlic and brie maker. The other thing that I use faithfully for Pampered Chef are my little Season's Best cookbooks. There's tons of these. They make one every season. These are old. You can't get these ones anymore. I got one from 2007, one from 2009. This one here is 2003, so if that tells you anything, I've been doing this, I've been going to these parties for a while. And I am faithful to spices. Every spice that they make, every oil they make, every compote they make, any of that stuff that they make is all unbelievable. I buy so much of the Asian seasoning and so much of the smoky barbecue rub that I actually buy 4 or 5 of them at a time, and I don't store them in the little bottles. I put them in my mason jar so that I know how much I have. I will order from people like if Pete's doing a party for somebody and a hostess needs to have more, get a little bit more, like where I'm at right now. I'll tell Pete, I'll be like, you know what, just throw on like 3 Asian seasonings for me, or throw on a beer bread and an Asian seasoning. All of their cooking stuff, like this Parmesan garlic dip, is fabulous. You take this and you pour it with some olive oil, mix it up. It's just like the dip that you get in an Italian restaurant. The Chipotle rub is so good. I have mole rub, I have Moroccan seasoning, I have all of them, and they're so good. There's none that are bad. I even bought the French toast popcorn seasoning, being a little like, oh my God, it's so yummy. So with that said, I think I kind of hit everything. I think I talked a little bit about my tool caddy that I'm in love with, that I need another one because my big fake mason jar is getting very full. All of these spoons are Pampered Chef. The spatulas aren't, but I have all of the bamboo spoons, and they all are perfect. They hold up beautifully, and I can't recommend them highly enough. So, if you got questions, thanks for watching. 20 minutes of me talking's a lot. So, That's all. If you want to order, please do. Thank you.